Welcome to episode 26 of the Pollination Podcast. If you're a beekeeper, especially a commercial beekeeper, then today's video is essential viewing. We're unpacking how the new Big Beautiful Bill, officially called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, impacts beekeepers. From tax breaks to environmental rollbacks, subsidies to pollinator habitats, this bill touches almost every part of agriculture. And if you're in the business of bees, you need to know what's inside. This bill was just signed into law and contains 940 pages of legislation. Needless to say, I have not read the nearly 1,000 pages, so don't take anything I say in this episode as irrefutable fact. This is just my very early impressions of how this bill will affect the beekeeping community. The Big Beautiful Bill, passed July 4, 2025, is one of the largest pieces of agricultural and tax legislation in decades. It bundles together sweeping changes to taxes, farm safety nets, rural development, nutrition programs, and even environmental policy. Supporters say it brings relief to farmers and small businesses. Critics say it favors big agriculture and undermines environmental protections. So, where do we as beekeepers fit into this picture? Let's break it down. First, the good news. The bill makes permanent the 23% Qualified Business Income, or QBI, deduction for small businesses, including beekeepers operating as sole proprietors, LLCs, or S corporations. It extends 100% immediate expensing on equipment purchases, so think hive boxes, extractors, trucks, making it easier to invest and grow your business. It expands estate tax exemptions, easing the transfer of family-run operations to the next generation. The bill raises the marketing loan rate for honey to $1.50 per pound, more than double the previous rate of 69 cents per pound. For commercial beekeepers, this effectively creates a price floor, providing added stability when market prices are low. The bill sets a 15% honeybee colony mortality threshold for eligibility under the USDA's Emergency Assistance for Livestock, Honeybees, and Farm-Raised Fish, also known as ELAP, providing clear access to disaster aid for beekeepers facing major colony losses. In recent years, the USDA had been raising this normal mortality number administratively, making it harder to access aid. By locking the threshold at 15% into law, this brings clarity, consistency, and peace of mind to beekeepers nationwide. The bill permanently allows the Secretary of Agriculture to waive the $900,000 Adjusted Gross Income, or AGI cap, for disaster assistance. To qualify, at least 75% of your income must come from farming, ranching, or forestry. This is especially important for high-revenue, landless operations like large commercial beekeepers, who rely heavily on agricultural income but often exceed standard AGI limits. Beginning and veteran farmers, including beekeepers, now get up to 10 years of enhanced crop insurance support, up from 5 years previously. But not all impacts are positive, especially for long-term sustainability and smaller-scale beekeepers. The bill rescinds key parts of the Inflation Reduction Act, including funding for pollinator habitats, conservation easements, and clean energy incentives. Programs supporting wildflower plantings, hedgerows, and diversified forage, essential for bee health, face steep cuts. With weakened conservation programs and bigger subsidies for commodity crops, expect continued expansion of monocultures. Research shows monoculture farming reduces forage diversity, increases pesticide exposure, and stresses bee populations. Large farms benefit most from farm-raised reference prices, expanded subsidies, and relaxed income caps. Small to mid-sized beekeepers who rely on local honey sales or direct-to-consumer markets may struggle to compete. The bill cuts over $180 billion from the SNAP and nutrition assistance programs over 10 years. This could reduce spending power in rural communities, meaning fewer sales for local honey, beeswax products, and farmers markets goods. Bee health depends on more than just the beekeepers. It's tied to landscapes, agriculture, and policy. Less funding for habitat programs means fewer wildflower corridors and nesting areas for both honeybees and native pollinators. Without diversified forage, bees face nutritional stress, leading to weaker colonies and increased disease susceptibility. More monocultures and large-scale pesticide use drive demand for migratory pollination, increasing stress on commercial hives. Studies link migratory beekeeping to higher rates of disease and queen failure. This bill favors consolidation, meaning fewer, larger players dominate both agriculture and beekeeping supply chains. Smaller operations risk being priced out of essential markets or inputs. So, in conclusion, the Big Beautiful Bill is a double-edged sword for beekeepers. Yes, it offers significant tax and business advantages, particularly for large beekeeping operations, but it also brings long-term challenges from habitat loss to industry consolidation that could reshape beekeeping for decades. Whether you're managing thousands of hives or just starting out, staying informed and involved has never been more important. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Pollination Podcast. I'm Matthew Walker from Walk in the Woods Apiary. We hope we have answered a few of your beekeeping and pollinator questions. Please share your questions and comments to our Facebook page at the Pollination Podcast.